Up next, we're going to be finding out about how to make buildings less wasteful. That's with an innovation that's called Urbio. Okay, up next, our penultimate innovation of our batch of 10 award-winning projects. It seeks to address the issue of making buildings less wasteful in terms of how they consume energy, notably by helping existing buildings to transition to net zero. It's called Urbio. It's a spin-off of EPFL, that is the Lausanne Polytechnique, which is a trailblazing university when it comes to clean tech. Before I bring you into the conversation, I've got a quick question for Marcus. Marcus, fair to say that part of scaling up the future, it's about maximizing efficiency, therefore cost effectiveness as well.
Exactly. If we're going to invest in an energy transition, in reducing CO2 impact, the logical thing is to put that money, put that effort into where it's going to make the biggest impact the faster. So we were just talking about the processes for building, but of course there's the huge question of making existing buildings and existing infrastructure a bit more sustainable, and I think this is what Urbio are all about.
Okay, but let's find out, because we're here with Nicolas Sommer, who is the co-founder and the CCO of Urbio. Very warm welcome to you. Could you just tell us first in your own words what Urbio is?
Yes, with with pleasure. So basically, we are developing a software solution in order to accelerate the decarbonization of buildings. So basically, Urbio was built during a research project with European partners, and we decided then to commercialize this product. And Urbio is, I would say, divided in three main parts. So the first one is a data factory. It allows users, so energy providers, utilities, and consulting firms working for municipalities to access to building data and energy data, combination of open data models and user data. Then we have the digital twin. So basically, it's Google Maps of energy, as you can see here. And basically, similar to Google Maps, just in minutes, you can access to dozens of data about buildings to do some analysis and really identify potential for PV networks and so on. And finally, last but not least, it's a generative design technology. And here, this technology allows our users to generate, just in minutes, a net zero scenario for buildings in order to decarbonize them.
Okay, and AI a big part of that?
Yes, of course. So with the generative design, so basically it sounds a little bit similar to ChatGPT, but instead of generating text or images, with our generative design technology, we can design and plan net zero plans. So it means, so basically, let's take a municipality, and you don't know exactly which measures you have to do in order to decarbonize the building stock. And with Urbio, the users, so let's say, for example, an energy provider, will decide which objectives they would like to maximize. It could be like reduction of CO2, it could be minimization of cost, capex, and based on these inputs, Urbio will generate the best solution, which could be a combination of thermal networks, PV systems, heat pumps, geothermal heat pumps, and so on.
Why is it such a huge challenge to decarbonize buildings?
So the challenges is the complexity. So basically, what we see now is in the past it was quite straightforward. To heat, for example, a building, you were connected to the gas networks, and that's it. Same for electricity. And currently, the complexity is increasing massively with decentralized energy systems, with some constraints about peak power, and of course about the CO2 emissions. It means that today, building owners, municipalities, they have to tackle these massive challenges because 30% of emissions are coming from buildings. So it means that in order to reach the Paris Agreement, we have to reduce the CO2 emissions. But we have a lack of resources, so we heard before Bertrand Piccard explaining, and also Colver explaining that there is really a lack of resources, human resources on the market. It means that with the current resources, it's not possible to tackle these challenges. So with our solution, we can really help users to accelerate the planning of this decarbonization plans.
There's quite a big incentive, isn't there, for a building owner to decarbonize and have a more energy efficient building? I mean, the incentive you'd have thought is money. They're going to save money, aren't they?
Yes, of course. I think money is definitely one of the main trigger when someone would like to decarbonize his building. What we see also, it's the regulation. So more and more in Europe, we have some regulation on energy efficiency. It means that tomorrow, it's already the case in several countries, it's not anymore possible to sell or to rent an asset when the energy efficiency is not enough. So it's really this type of measures which motivates building owners, cities, to anticipate these losses in terms of valuation of assets, but also these constraints by decarbonizing. And here we are helping them to prioritize the most, I would say, critical assets in order to invest each francs, euros in the best measures.
Okay, just tell us where you are with the rollout of Urbio and what sort of a reception you're getting from the industry as a whole.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. So a lot of traction, of course. I think we started in Switzerland now a little bit more than 2 years ago with our commercial product. And Switzerland, it's quite tricky. 4 languages, very small country, very fragmented. So it was like a good warm-up for us. And we succeeded. And then we decided, okay, let's go now to the next country. So we decided to go to Germany. Germany is also a very special market because it depends highly on gas for heating. So it means that now also with the war, there was like a lot of constraints in terms of political regulation about how municipalities have to decarbonize their buildings. So that's good for us because it accelerates also our extension in Germany. So, so we had the possibility really to surf on this wave of regulation and constraints. Same in Belgium. So we were, for example, selected. Our technology was selected to decarbonize the Brussels region, and here we can see really with our approach at very large scale and this optimization algorithm, we can help really, these energy providers and cities to decarbonize such complex problems.
Okay, and lastly, your plans to scale up Urbio?
Yes, scalability, of course. So scalability in different ways. So of course, as a product, here currently we're a team of 20 people. We plan to double the number of people in the coming years. We can rely on really impressive investors with a lot of experience in energy, in software. And on the same time also scalability in terms of market extension. So with the product much more mature, we would like to enter into more and more countries in the coming months and years.
Okay, stay with us, Nicolas. I'd like to introduce Madurin, one of our Mars crew members, who's got a question for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if you are using space data to collect like CO2 emissions.
Special data?
Space.
Space data.
In
yeah.
Space.
Yeah. From spatial, you mean, or space?
From space.
Yeah. Okay. Special. Yes, we started earlier this year a project with a company which is a satellite view. They're located, I think, in UK, and basically they launched their satellite end of last year, and basically we are trying to how we can use the data that they are taking, so it's picture data, aerial picture, in order to evaluate at very large scale the efficiencies of buildings. And that's quite interesting for us because it would allow us to collect a lot of data at a very large scale, and building efficiency, it's quite difficult to do. Of course, you can go in every street and to do a picture, but it's very costly. So with spatial, I would say, intelligence, we can definitively also scale in some ways our product and the application.
Okay, we've got a trophy for you. Perhaps we could bring it on. Okay, so very many congratulations to you for your innovation. We will, of course, give everyone the chance to vote on this innovation, Urbio, and all the others. There's a QR code, there you are, up on the screen there. Marcus, I mean, big data has a big role to play, doesn't it, when it comes to sustainability?
Oh, absolutely. There's a huge sector full of startups that are helping businesses track their impact, track sustainability, track their carbon footprint by using all sorts of data. Urbio is a very smart use of both extensive data and generative AI to come up with the best design for future or existing facilities and buildings, which of course is going to make a huge difference. And there are so many different types of data, and I know that in the last award winner that we'll be featuring very shortly, there's a whole new type of data I didn't know existed that's going to help track biodiversity and help with sustainability, so that's to look forward to.